We're going to be going over the best lifts that Eddie Hall has done in training. One of my close friends has the luxury of being able to travel around the world and film the best strength athletes in the world. Of all the athletes that he has spent time around, he has told me that Eddie Hall is the strongest person he has ever seen in the gym. There are people out there that have similar deadlifts, and we've got a lot of people now pulling over 1,000 pounds. We've got massive squatters and pressers, but he says that when it comes to just pure, raw strength, nobody comes close to Eddie. This is like a compilation of them all put together. So we've got 100 kilo dumbbells here. You'll notice here, he's got no supports at all. He's got no wrist wraps, no elbow cuff sleeves, anything. Full range of motion, touches the chest every single rep. Something that I like about Eddie Hall, and I've noticed this in his videos with his son, when Max is benching, he's one of them, he basically says, touch the chest on every single rep. He always presses with full range of motion, does Eddie? Even on incline barbell bench press flight, he's always using full range of motion. For a large open weight strongman, he's got very good shoulder mobility. It probably comes from his swimming days, I imagine, but then when he's gone in the gym and started loading the ranges of motion, he hasn't shortened the range. I mean, how many of you guys watching have been flexible in the past, and then after doing strength training for X amount of years, now have mobility of a fucking door? And it's because you have probably not strengthened the full range of motion that you had available to you. You strengthened a shorter range of motion. That then creates stability in that shortened range, which means that the brain will then say, oh, it's not stable. It's not safe to go past that. So neurologically, the range of motion gets blocked. If you were knocked unconscious, the people that are stiff as fuck, they try and put their arm over the head, they stop here. If you were knocked unconscious, that arm would go straight back because it's a neurological reason as to why the range of motion is restricted. 60 key dumbbell shoulder presses. Again, see what I'm talking about, full range. I think he just uses the cue of, touch the shoulders or touch the chest each rep. Obviously, he's not locking out, but that's because he's doing constant tension reps for his shoulders. One thing that's good about Eddie Hall as well, he has the ability to rep like no other. His repping ability, his ability to do high reps when he's so strong is freakish. Eddie's mentioned in the past about he's had some DNA tests and he's got some special gene that allows him to have a different buildup of, a slower buildup of lactate.
A gene where we can go for longer, like an endurance gene, and the lactic acid buildup is a lot less than normal people, and me and Max have got that, so we're very blessed in the genetic DNA department.
When you delve into the science behind that, and when you're using glucose as energy and it breaks down, etc., lactate comes to flush it out, all that stuff. I don't know too much about that gene. I don't know if that's true. Obviously, everybody's threshold is a little different. He seems to always use AMRAP sets. I've seen him do it a lot where he'll finish a workout with an AMRAP. If that's been a consistent thing in his training throughout the years, maybe it's just an adaptation from training, or maybe it is a genetic component to it as well. It's probably a little bit of both. Here, he's doing a 230 incline. Again, touches the chest, full range of motion. This is obviously ridiculously hard. It's probably the most unstable thing in the world. I would not be doing this ever. Can you imagine if one of them women just slipped or let go and then 60 kilo dropped off and Eddie's pec flew off? I won't be doing this shit. When I train, I'm all about safety. I'm like, if there's a single chance that something's out of my control, e.g. some crazy ass woman just, I'm slipping, the bar's rotating and slips off, I'll be like, no, I'm not doing that. This is crazy, and I don't think people realise he does these little lifts like this quite often, and I don't think people realise how hard that is. I mean, a 230 incline in itself is crazy, but doing it like this it's insane. He's very resilient to injury though. He uses the longer bar, training without kit and under harder circumstances than what he would get in the competition. Obviously, he doesn't press humans every fucking session. Just the fact that he can do this is a testament to how stable he is and how he's able to control, because I think this looks like it's probably on that longer bar as well. This is probably that 8-foot bar that he has. So not only is it 8-foot bar, he's got 4 fucking people on it that are right at the end of the bar. That's going to be extremely unstable. That's hard. That is crazy hard. Risky and hard. More people pressing. 180, what's he do? 20 reps or something? And I guess 20 reps. See, look how unstable it is on the unrack, but then he gets perfect control of it. Oh, I don't think he's getting 20 reps. I might have overestimated you there already. You can tell that he's got the strength for a silly amount of reps, but he's having to control the speed of his eccentric and concentric because it's so unstable. Fair play, that's insane. Well done. 200 axle 2012. I remember seeing this video, at the time, because I remember the CCTV footage. Yeah, he does the strict press, I remember it. Pops it up. That's 2012. In 2012, I have no idea what the world record was, but trust me, in 2012 that was very impressive. That was absolutely insane. 265 on the 8-foot bar. I'm not going to talk about this 8-foot bar. I actually want to do a separate video fully on this to explain the reason why he uses it and if it actually works and if it's something that, you know, we can take away and learn from. But the idea behind it is that it's unstable, it's wobbly, it's difficult. He doesn't use wrist wraps or supports. He's building his stabilizing muscles and he's getting himself training in an environment that is much harder than what he would be exposed to in competition, so that basically when he goes to competition, it should feel better. 225 on the 8-foot bar. And again, he touches his chest every rep, he presses the lockout. He's got really quite polished form, he really has. A lot of people don't give him credit for this, but his positions, his form, he's like a robot as well. Look at every rep, it's absolutely identical. The pause, you can see him contract his lats. Yeah, it's mental. We haven't got many lat pull downs and stuff in here, really, have we? I was expecting more gym lifts, like curls and stuff. I know he does a lot of crazy dumbbell pressing. Look at him, 90s, he's touching his chest, pausing every single rep. He's not taking the easy way out, you know what I mean? He's pause, bang, and he's like a robot. Every single rep is the same. He's an animal. What's this? 850 key leg press. Yeah, leg press is one of them things you're not fucking clued here, because that's a lot of plates, it's a lot of weight. I imagine that because it's Eddie, this is a ridiculously heavy weight. But unless you had that specific leg press, you can't compare it, can you? 700 kilo plus on this, like, I don't know what you got, like, it's like a leverage style, hack style, front facing hack, I don't know what the fuck you call this. Yeah, it gets full depth, you know. He doesn't, that's what I mean about Eddie's training. He doesn't cut anything short. He's going full depth. I think that machine's actually touching the floor. I think it's tapping the end of the machine. So I think he's going right to the bottom. And this is something that, I don't want to mention his name, but the person that told me about Eddie being the strongest in the gym, some of you know him on about anyway. He is an animal on the machines. It was a big part of his training for Strongman. He would use all the machines and he would be incredibly strong on every single machine. And I think that's something that's underutilized in Strongman. A lot of times people use machines for a bit of pump work, a little bit of assistance, and they see them as not the main driver of what's going to make them strong. Which is why I often tell my clients, especially the ones that are stronger than me, I hammer curl the 35s, mate. So you should be hammer curling the 40s, 45s, 50s. And they're like, oh, well, I use the 20s. I'm like, well, you're a fucking bitch. I am a big believer in getting crazy strong on the assistants as well. So when anybody ever comes to me and trains with me, and even if they're similar strength to me on the main lifts, when we hop on the machines, they'll soon realize that they've got a bit of a strength deficit, because when I'm slapping the fucking gym pin and loads of 20s on the stack, and they're like, oh, I usually do half the stack for pump weight. You're a fucking bitch. Get strong on everything. If you want to be the strongest person in the world, you don't want some random bodybuilder outdoing you on the isolation machines, do you? You should be stronger than every single person in that gym on every single machine. And if somebody is exceptionally strong on something, give yourself a target. Oh, I'm seeing fucking bodybuilder Bill over there doing 450 kilo leg presses. I should probably be doing 600 kilo leg presses. This is obviously what Eddie did. He obviously wanted to stack every single machine with as many plates as possible and just progressively overload them over years until he was exceptional at everything. So now we've got a 345 kilo back squat, beltless, knee sleeveless, raw dog on an 8-foot bar with no belt. Full depth, just got patella straps on, that's all he's got. Flat shoes, patella straps. Yeah, at this point in time in his career, I really believe that Eddie Hall is the strongest man that's ever lived. Statically, I think he could have done the biggest powerlifting total ever if he wanted to. I just think that there was a period in time where Eddie was untouchable statically. I think it's a real shame that he didn't do powerlifting, because I don't think he'd have to have done much. I think you give him 10, 12 weeks to just get used to mixed grip or even learn a hook grip or something. He already had the bench, he already had the squat, he's already got the deadlift strength. He would just have had to have adjusted the grip. Can you imagine Eddie Hall in a pair of knee wraps and a belt, squatting on a stiff squat bar? It's not wobbling around everywhere. 450 squat, 300 bench, 450 dead. Could be the strongest man that's ever fucking done powerlifting. 360 on the SSB, beltless, knee sleeveless. I've never seen this video, fair play. I've never seen him on an SSB. Fucking hell, fair play, mate. He's maintaining upright torso as well. He's starting to hinge a little bit now. His thoracic's starting to flex, but not that much. That is hard. Most people would start turning this into a squat morning. Monstrous strength. Wow, that's impressive. That's the most impressive video so far, I think. 200 kilo shield carry. That is a thick with 2C shield, isn't it? Wow, that is impressive. Just because of how thick that is. Like, look at that, he can only just get his arms to touch it. Rebel strength, I think went a bit down with the thickness there, mate. Is he going to go for another run? Fair play. This must be a loadable shield as well. You can also open that front bit. That's pretty cool. Do all right, Rebel strength. They make some good kit sometimes. Fair fucking play. 500 key tire. I haven't seen these videos. This is impressive. Ooh, wow. Great form. Perfect triple extension. Powering it straight over in like a one motion. Boom. And then he's running back and he's going to get the chain. That's impressive. If you ever use them chains, you'll know how impressive that is. That's hard. That's a lot harder than it looks. That's a lot harder than it looks. This deadlift set, I think the whole world's in this set, and if you haven't, you fucking need to be gone. This is one of the, probably, I would say, is it? Yeah. Probably one of the most impressive training sets ever done. Yeah, for sure. It's absolutely, it's insane. This is what I mean about that rep endurance and stuff as well, because he's getting outside of that initial energy system at this point. He's way out of it. So he's going to be lacking that top end strength, but it doesn't matter. He still pulls 420 kilos. It's insane. And then after pulling this rep, I mean, it's not that difficult for him, but he would be smoked now. So 380 at this point, he's running at 70% power, but he still manages to get this. These are the hardest reps to get through. This 380 and this 340 are the hardest to get through in a ladder like this. Once he gets this 340, he's kind of there then, you know what I mean? The end's in sight, and it's going to be shit, but he's not going to fail, basically. So yeah. Crazy. So I mean, like the 300 at this point, it feels like nothing. He's just gassed and dying a little bit. 260. And now he knows, I've done all the hard work, I just need to fucking do it. Even though he wants to lie down and cry. 180. Yeah, this is now fucking power clean and strip press weight for him. He's never going to fail. 160. And what does he do? Does he just fucking fall over or something? I think that's what I'd do, yeah. 420 no belt. I thought it was going to do a jump then. It just like comes out of nowhere with this explosive jump there. I thought it was going to go for a box jump or something, and then I seen the 420 no belt. Wow. Well, this isn't that impressive now because we just literally watched him do it in a ladder, but it's still obviously insane. Let's see how fast he pulls this without the previous reps. Oh, is he repping it? Ooh, fair play. 2, wow, it's better than the first one. 3, wow, wow, fair play. Not in that set, insane. What else we got? Uphill pull, really good angle on his torso. Hands his biceps are close, they're not long. Some people try and reach too far. You want to be close so you got more power. So he's got good position there. Gets his stride going. Yeah, this is hard. This is hard. 750 kilo sled, wow. This is harder than a bus, much harder, because you can't get the momentum going. It's just dead weight all the way through. A 450 deadlift I just seen, I don't think I've seen this. This must be the heaviest he pulled in training, is it? You see, when Eddie said he was going to pull 500, I was one of the people that said, nah, he ain't going to pull 500, no one puts 40k in a record. But if I'd have seen that 450 training lift, I'd have been like, oh, fucking hell, he's going to pull 500. Because that was absolutely insane. Yeah, there wasn't much gym stuff in there. There wasn't much like pull downs, rows, stuff like that I was expecting to see in there. There are always key things that each strongman or in any sport, every athlete's going to do things a little differently. And they're going to have a belief system in their head where they're like, I know that this is a priority. I need to do these things to get where I want to go. One of those things that Eddie Hall obviously pushed was strength in isolation, strength on all the machines in the gym, and also full range of motion with minimal supportive equipment in training. You'll notice that when he goes and competes, he does wear more, he does wear support, so he'll get it all on. But in the gym, he makes things as hard as possible. You know, minimal supportive equipment, full range of motion, paused reps as well. And like I say, he really drives that strength in isolation on the machines excessively high, higher than what most people would. Maybe that's the takeaway for you. Maybe it's something you can think and reflect upon on your own training and think to yourself, you know what? I'm being a little bitch on these machines. I've got 3 plates on, and Sally, who's in here to lose some weight, has got 2 plates on. Maybe I should be a little bit stronger than her. Maybe I should try a little bit harder. Maybe you should stop thinking so much about pump and squeeze and just think about heavyweight, full range of motion A to B, because the strength athletes, it is good to blend both sarcoplasmic and myofibril hypertrophy, which you're going to get a little bit of a different adaptation response from the 2 different types of training there. Food for thought. Maybe it helps, maybe it makes you reflect upon your own training, and maybe it makes you stop being a little bitch. Hopefully it did. If you like the video, subscribe. I'll see you next time.